Sony is coming out with inspirational space technology by putting a camera in orbit for photographer enthusiasts, amateur and professional alike. Gazing at the cosmos with cutting-edge equipment is no longer the privilege of scientists only. The Starsphere project seeks to collaborate with artists, entertainers, and educators to bring that exclusive astronaut experience to the masses on Earth. Prepare for the newest look at the grandest frontier. Here's the gist of the grand idea. To unleash the full magnificence of space upon all Earthlings, we'll need eyes in the sky that can view our beautiful blue marble as well as the cosmos. Through the power of technology, we're about to get a brand new perspective of space, which is set to unlock inspiring methods of exploration to the globe through entertainment. Later this year, Sony will launch a 6-unit CubeSat with a full-frame camera as part of its Starsphere project. The Japanese tech juggernaut built the satellite in cooperation with the University of Tokyo and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, mostly referred to as JAXA. While Sony developed the spacecraft's key components, operating system, and built-in camera, the University of Tokyo and JAXA provided a satellite bus and technical advice, respectively. It is set to orbit the Earth at 500 to 600 kilometers afar. The spacecraft and its built-in camera with a 28-135mm f4 lens will be linked with an online controller via a ground station in Japan. This will enable selected users to capture and record the Earth and stars using a broad range of camera work options. If you're one of the ones who must definitely sign up for this experience, keep in mind that you can gain experience on its functionalities via online simulator. Yoshihiro Nakanishi, a business development producer at Sony Space Entertainment Preparation Office and leader of the Starsphere project, told Space News, "We are aiming to find the new value of space with various partners like art, entertainment, and education fields using a satellite space camera because it's only used for space professionals currently for research or observation purpose. People who have never used a satellite camera will newly find values of space, Earth, and ourselves through the experience of looking down at the Earth." Sony understands the demand to explore more business opportunities in the fields of new media art, documentary production, science museums, showrooms, amusement parks, education centers, and human resource development. And according to Starsphere leader Nakanishi, potential target fields are not only limited to the fields previously mentioned. Sony is surely exploring a variety of possibilities. Unfortunately, enthusiasts have to be patient. When asked about the launch of Starsphere, Nakanishi said the satellite is scheduled to be launched between October and December. He was asked more specific questions, but in that interview, he declined to share further details, only saying, "We would share about it soon once we can reveal it." But one thing is for sure, Sony surely will build and send more satellites to inner space if the project proves profitable. It's actually a no-brainer that Starsphere will be very lucrative and beneficial to arts and education altogether. After all, it will enable unique imaginations of space. We, Earthlings, will be able to connect to the cosmos more than ever before from the comfort of our own home planet. This new perspective has the power to change human consciousness and unleash infinite ideas and creativity. Here are the Sony Starsphere specs and missions. Launching the Nano Satellite in fiscal 2022 is the first phase. This satellite will be the first ever launched for the purpose of liberating the perspective of outer space and making it available to everyone. That's right, eventually everyone will be able to shoot in space. But not the shooting as in Star Wars. Before eager photographers and gung-ho space fans can shoot hundreds of their very own pics of deep space, they'll have to get the hang of it via the shooting simulator. This will allow users to master operating the actual satellite with simple controls while watching live video in real time. Before moving on to Mission 2 of Sony Starsphere, here are some features that are going to astound you. Starsphere has real-time operation and shooting. When the satellite passes over a ground antenna, users will be able to operate it directly for about 10 minutes while viewing actual live images from the onboard camera. Latency is only a few seconds, so this gives the user that direct connection experience between space and life on Earth. Next, the Sony Starsphere is equipped with a full-frame camera. Users have total control as they'll dictate the adjustments on the settings, such as sensitivity, aperture, and shutter speed in the same way as a standard digital single-lens reflex camera. And of course, this will include photos as well as videos. As a matter of fact, the Starsphere enables an outstanding degree of flexibility in camera work. Living up to its reputation, Sony's Starsphere will be able to point freely anywhere over a 360-degree range, enabling it to be directed at the Earth, the horizon, and outer space. the vastest frontier. Since it's so massive, users will be able to fully engage in camera work from a space-based perspective with pan, tilt, and zoom operations. But remember, before you start pointing and shooting your camera in the vastness of space, users will be integrated via the shooting simulator. When the satellite is overhead and it's time for your performance, you'll surely want intuitive execution of tasks to operate the space camera. Your knowledge and management should come as second nature automatic. Therefore, it's vital that potential users dedicate themselves to the shooting simulator. This will enable intuitive execution of tasks such as operating the space camera, setting up shooting sequences, and reserving shooting sessions, making it easy to plan shots of the Earth, star-filled vistas, and a wide range of other heavenly entities. Here's what you need to know about the Starsphere simulator. According to Sony, the satellite will orbit the Earth approximately 16 times per day. The simulator is still being created. However, it's set for users to be able to confirm when and where the satellite is traveling. And of course, the simulator will allow all space photographers to try out different satellite shooting angles and camera settings in advance. This will make it possible to devise camera work from a space-based perspective and create compositions from elements such as diverse Earthbound landscapes, night and day, the sun, the moon, and other astronomical entities that bedazzles us Earthlings. Another fascinating fact about the simulator is that users will be able to confirm the shots that they envision. By following the satellite's trajectory via the simulator, users may even discover completely unexpected views of the Earth and outer space. Guaranteed, if this happens, that art could be sold for a lump sum fortune. And finally, we have Sony's Mission 2, which is to integrate Starsphere in a variety of fields. This plan requires project planning, proof of concept, and partnerships. So be sure to contact Sony and give them your business proposal. Sony aims to first focus on rolling out Starsphere in Japan. Consider it a beta test. They're already partnered with JAXA and the University of Tokyo. The next partnerships will surely be paramount as they unveil Starsphere to the world. As for investors and those monitoring the best stocks around the globe, Sony might be a grand investment as they are already working on inter-satellite laser communication technology. Here's the details on SOLIS, the small optical link for International Space Station. According to the Sony website, in September of 2019, Sony's small optical link for International Space Station, instantly known as SOLIS, was launched into the International Space Station aboard Mitsubishi Heavy Industries' H-2B rocket. Sony developed SOLIS in cooperation with JAXA to establish a mass data communication system for future inter-satellite communications. And of course, this communications will also be connected to ground stations. The Sony and JAXA partnership actually goes back to 2016. In that year, they conducted ground demonstrations of this long-distance laser communication technology, which uses an optical disc technology for fine pointing. With the aim of establishing a real-time mass data communication system for future inter-satellite communications in league with ground stations, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency President Hiroshi Yamakawa and Sony Computer Science Laboratories Incorporated President and CEO Hiroyuki Kitano have announced their plans to conduct in-orbit demonstrations of the long-distance laser communication system. Together, they've developed the means to establish a real-time mass data communication system for the globe. What do you think about the joint efforts of Sony, the University of Tokyo, and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency JAXA? Do you think their Sony Starsphere project will be lucrative? Are you one of the millions who would love to take control of this camera orbiting the Earth? And what are your comments about their small optical link for International Space Station advancements? Comment down below.